Hola. Hey, Shaq. What's up? Oh, hola. This is a blind bombshell.
It,
Okay.
look, it was giving Caribbean porn star.
I love it, man.
Definitely giving Caribbean porn star. Hi, guys.
I mean,
The Haitian feature is definitely pops.
as long as it's a well-paid porn star, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah.
Hola, you guys. Thank you guys for joining. I haven't gone live in a minute.
This is going to be so fun.
It is. Thank you so much for joining me, Ashley.
Yeah.
So you guys, if this is your first time watching, thank you so much for tuning in, first of all. But also my slogan here is that our guests keep it G and our audience keeps it judgment free.
Yeah.
You hear that? So we don't judge on You Are Now Talking to a G. Okay, I'm Ecká Gee, and this is our guest. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them where you're from, what you do.
Hi, you guys. So I'm Ashley Francois. I go by Skin by She. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut, and I'm a licensed esthetician. So I specialize in waxing. That's why I talk a lot about the vaginas. I am not an OBGYN, so I can only go into depth to a certain extent. But yes, that's what I do.
What's up, Shaq? Said they're watching from the Bronx, New York. Thank you. We appreciate you. And Coco Kiss said, yes, Ashley with the beautiful hair. Yeah. Yeah.
Had to try something different.
I love it. That's because what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Sag life, you guys. It's Sag season still.
Yes.
All right. So you mentioned that you do a lot of things with the vagina. So you wax. And yes, by the way, you guys, neither of us are OBGYNs. Neither of us are doctors. We're just talking about this from a woman's point of view. We both have coochies. All right. And some of y'all in the audience have coochies too. And we don't talk about this enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's someone here from your Facebook group.
Yes. What's that? Sweet and Feisty. Yes. Girl group.
King Chanel said, happy birthday.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So this is called Coochie Tuesday, you guys. That's the name of this segment. We don't talk about our coochies enough. I feel like the only time we talk about, first of all, it's always like negative, right? Like when we have to talk about issues, which we all have coochies. Like if you haven't had a problem with your coochie at least once in your lifetime, you're a liar. Like
it's negative, but at the same time, it's wrapped about to be this big thing. It's a waterfall. It's a this and it's that. And when everybody naturally does not have a waterfall and everybody naturally doesn't have, all these things going on. So it's like there's no gray area. It's either good or it's bad when it comes to a vagina. So we're here to talk about, like, let's be for real.
let's be fucking for real, okay? Yes, that's the motto for tonight. Okay, now you made a post that actually inspired me to do this with you. I don't know if it was deleted or what, but it was like something about that women wonder why they keep getting BV, and a lot of it has to do with cream pies.
Yes.
Which, first of all, explain what a cream pie is for those who don't know.
You guys, I just learned what a cream pie was like a month ago when I read this text. I was like, oh, that's what a cream pie is. So I was like, okay. So it's a cute word for, being ejaculated in, whether you're having fun or trying to make a baby. So the reason why it can kind of throw you off. Okay, so let's say it's a 7-day week and you have a healthy, sexual relationship. And you have sex maybe 4 to 5 days out the week, 3 to 4,
Y'all be having sex that much?
Some people, I don't know.
I'm way behind. All right.
But let's say you have a healthy, that's what they call a healthy sexual relationship. A healthy can be 1 to 2, to be honest. Because if you're tired, you're tired. and one can be enough. 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Okay, so let's say, you have a healthy sexual relationship, and you and your partner, you and your husband, you and your boyfriend, fiance, whoever you have sex with, you guys don't use protection, and you're into cream pieing, which is being ejaculated in. The penis is alkaline and the vagina is acidic. Now, acidity is from anywhere to 3.8 to 4.5. And if you get too much alkaline going in there, disturbing the vagina pH acidity, that's when you can possibly get BV and yeast infections. Hence why people always talk about peeing after you have sex.
Yeah, so we're supposed to pee after, urinate after sex.
Mm-hmm.
To get that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what is alkaline? Like
that's what comes with semen. Like alkaline foods, men actually carry that in their body.
Oh yeah, before and after. My cousin, hey Zanisha, she said before and after. You are supposed to pee before too. That's true. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've done that every time.
Thought about just like, oh, let me go pee before I start. I never thought about that. But that's a great.
But so you're supposed to pee afterwards. Does that help get the sperm out too?
It helps get the sperm out. I mean, it's already shot up there and done its business, but it does help to flush everything out. So for sure.
So now you mentioned yeast infections too, that this can cause yeast infections. Did that happen to you before? Like, did you go through that where you were cream pie?
So I would say I've only had, I talked about it on my page. If you guys follow _Skin by She, how I got bacterial vaginosis. And it was definitely from getting a IUD inserted. And then once I talked about that with you guys and like I researched it, it was more people talking about IUD starting BV. Now I've had an IUD almost 7 years. So it didn't cause me any more disturbance. It was only that one time when it was first inserted. But yeah, that was the only time I've gotten BV. Now a yeast infection came from oral sex for sure.
That's happened to me.
Yeah.
Before. Dage says, what if you're trying to conceive? That decreases the chances, right? What do you mean?
Is she talking about BV causes decreases your chances? Because BV can also like up your chances of getting HIV as well.
What?
Yeah. Oh. Now I don't science breakdown on why and if it like, but it does give higher chance of receiving like anything as far as STDs, HIV. If you're pregnant and you get BV, it causes a lower childbirth or early childbirth.
Oh wow. And is there specific reasons why someone who's pregnant would get BV?
You can get it BV from anything. Like let's say if if a man disturbs her body, like he's going out having sex. We're gonna talk about that later. We ain't gonna bring that up. But if there's another person and you're coming back and disturbing her pH, now men do not have BV, but they carry it. So they will have something like it's called urethritis, and that's attached to your bladder, and it can be inflamed and cause you pain. So they don't get BV, but what's closer to a man's BV is urethritis. They can like see blood in their semen, et cetera, et cetera. So he can be a carrier and he can keep giving it back to you with a woman who has BV and is not getting treated.
So if he sleeps with a woman with BV and he sleeps with you, there's a chance he's transferring it
to you, and he keeps doing it over and over again. So if you're constantly getting BV from that one person, there's an outsource.
So for example, like cheating spouses, like that's one way to kind of, I mean, it's a hint. It doesn't mean
that is a hint because it's such a wide brush, like it's so wide on how you can get it, from washing with fragrance, using a new tampon, a different brand that may have something like, and it can throw you off. There's like so many things, but it's like you kind of be an FBI on your vagina. What's happening? I know I'm not using protection. Why do I keep, getting bacterial vaginosis?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to look at it.
So funny because, Nick Cannon spoke about this. Like, he said something like a lot of women aren't good at vag health, and they're not taking care of themselves, and they smell. And like, my thing is, you sleep with so many different women that you're the one who's like bringing this to all these different women.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Honestly, there's like a 50-50 when it comes to that. I don't want the women to be mad at me, but I want to be for real. Like, some women don't know how to take care of their vaginas. Like, that's really a thing. And as I was talking to you about before, like, they weren't taught. So they're kind of just out here in the world, like, trying to figure out what works for them and their body chemistry, because everybody is different. Some people eat horribly and they don't smell. Some people eat good, but they're doing this and they're doing that. And they're like, why is my odor so high? You know what I'm saying? So it has to diet, it has to use in how clean you are, what you're using. There's a high chance of you having sex maybe like 2 days after your period, and the penetration it's starting to smell because your oven is not done cleaning everything out.
Wait. If you have sex 2 days after your period, what?
So let's say this happens to most women. Let's say you have you have a period for 7 days, right? Period ends Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday is kind of like a gray area. Do you want to have sex? Do you feel like it's cleaned everything out? Because there's a certain smell that some people get. It's either sweet, it's musky, or it's sour that they get. And it's like, should I do this? Or should I just wait until I'm like, fully cleansed out?
Yeah, my cousin Denisha said let it rest. I'm that girl. I gotta let it rest. Like, it has to be a few days after my menstrual. Like, that's just me. But like, I want to touch on what you spoke about earlier, how like, yes, a lot of women don't know how to take care of themselves, because I feel like we said, we don't talk about it. A lot of women's mothers didn't talk to them about this. You know what I'm saying? Life wasn't always as like open and transparent as it is today. So you grew up kind of like just finding out about stuff on your own. When I got my first yeast infection, I didn't know what the hell a yeast infection was. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and we're going to talk about experiences with BV later on, but let's get back to having sex after your menstrual. First of all, I always wanted to know, having sex on your menstrual, does that heighten your chances to getting like infections?
I actually haven't read up on that. I mean, it's so much bacteria. Okay, so this might gross people out, but there's so much bacteria, like vaginal bacteria going on when you have your period, that it's like, do you really want to do that? Like, it might be a spare of the moment thing. You just like, I feel like women, but women get more horny when they're on their periods. Like, it's a lot of hormones going on. But
Dallas, I'm sorry, Dallas. Today's Coochie Tuesday, so we talking about the coochie. Hey, dear Summer, thank you for tuning in, boo. So yeah, I don't like to partake in sexual activity when I'm on my menstrual. I know some women don't mind. I know some women don't mind. For me, that's a bit much. I get grossed out very easily, you guys. Call me childish.
I don't think it's a lot. It's a lot.
I can wait. I'm the type of person I can wait. But so when you were younger, I know you spoke about like when you dealt with something at a younger age, or no?
No, nothing at a younger age. Mostly I was talking about the BV after I had my daughter, and I was trying to get an IUD, and yeah.
And that was your first experience with BV, was when you got the IUD.
Mm-hmm. And that was a mess.
Bombshell Beauty Spa. What about women on birth control? I've had clients who say they smell with the IUD. So that's what well, all right.
If you smell with the IUD, it's BV, because, okay, a lot of people say a vagina is a vagina. Like, a vagina smells like vagina. Now, I don't necessarily know like what there means. Like, everybody's definition of it smells like a vagina is different, because some people smell like nothing. Like, I've been doing water washing, I want to say, for 5 years. I don't use actual soap like in my vagina, and you can ask my partner, I don't smell like nothing. I, like, especially with me like eating differently too, I don't smell like anything. At the end of the day, I don't feel like, oh my God, I need to use soap, I smell like this. But everybody's their body fluids, what they put into their body, what they drink, what they eat is different. If you smell with a IUD, you have BV, because I was smelling with a IUD and I had BV. After it was cured, it was nothing else I ever had to worry about. Now, I've had some women message me and ask me, how do I get rid of more of like a musky scent, or how do I get rid of like a vagina scent? What do I use? And I do have that on my page if you guys want to check it out. It's like 4 different brands of vaginal washes, from yoni bars to cleansers, and things like that. But there's like a really big debate on like soap. I don't even like. I'm not talking on it no more. There's like a really big debate. Yeah, you want to wash away the bacteria, so you need a little something, but you also don't want to put soap in your vagina because God made it to self-clean. So it's like, yeah, that conversation I almost don't even want to touch no more, because it's like I'm almost like in the middle.
Denisha said nothing is good and water washing is even better. Tiana says your cycle. Well, Denisha's an RN, you guys. Congratulations. She just graduated. So that's an RN right there saying that. Tiana says your cycle increases your pH based off your hormones. So it can be a dangerous zone adding sex in the mix. And Dej asked, what's BV? I'm so sorry, we didn't say. So that's bacterial vaginosis. That's what it is. It's basically when you have too much bacteria growth in your vagina. We all have bacteria in our vagina. Yes. But when you have too much, that's when you have BV, and you need to cure it with medication. There's also debates about that. Like, some people feel like you could cure it with something else. Mm-hmm. Dear Summer says, you look beautiful. And to the guest, I love the blonde hair. Thank you, boo. So sweet. But yeah, so BV is basically too much bacteria in your vagina. Now, we spoke about a little bit, you mentioned like when women eat certain things, their vagina will smell certain ways. Now, you guys, I never dealt with this until after. So in 2009, I had weight loss surgery. And after I had weight loss surgery, like, you notice like a lot more about your body as you start to lose weight. You notice things. And one of the things that I noticed was whatever I ate, my coochie would smell like if I ate fish, my coochie would smell like fish. Like certain things, not all things, but certain things would like really, it smelled like it. And I hated it. I was like, what is going on with my coochie? Right. But it just changed that way. Like, I didn't have any type of yeast infections or anything, but like if I ate certain foods, my coochie would taste like it. So
do you feel like secreting glands with the food? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it was secreting from your glands versus your vagina? Yeah. Well, because talking about what I just said earlier, I don't know, random, but it's funny how I said that, and now you're saying that, how your African glands are in your underarms and also in your groin area, so that when you sweat off of emotion or whatever it is, you smell like you can secrete whatever you ate or whatever it is, or musk. Maybe it was that.
It could be that. Thank you, Yanni, so much. That could be what it is. Like, I've noticed that it doesn't happen as much anymore. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why in particularly, but I like fish is one that, like, if I eat fish, I will literally not have sex for a few days.
If I eat.
Talking about me.
I know for me, it's definitely coffee. If I drink coffee and I pee, I'm gonna smell coffee straight off the bat.
Get out of here. I
Right off the.
a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
So you said that your first experience when you got the IUD,
Mm-hmm.
and how you said that it was cured. So how did you go about that? First of all, did you know what it was, like straight up when you first got it?
So no, I didn't. I was 21, so I never had BV. I never had any more. I had when I was I didn't even get a yeast infection yet when I was 21. I started having sex at 19, so I got pregnant fairly fast. So when I got that, I was just like, okay. Woke up in the morning, I was like, oh yeah, this is crazy. Like, it was a very strong fishy smell. So I was like, all right, maybe this is an off day for me. I'm waking up in the morning and I'm smelling like fish. I'm like, okay. So took a shower. 20 minutes later, fishy. Like, it was wild. Fish galore. So I'm like, all right, this isn't right. Cause there's no way I just took a shower and I'm like, and it's like, it's bad. And then later on that day came like, the discharge, the irritation. So I'm like, okay, something's wrong. At the time I wasn't sexually active. So I'm like, okay, like something else happened with this IUD. It had to be, because that's the only thing that was, going on. So I went to the doctor. They did like a swab, and they gave me a call back, and he just gave me like an antibiotic. And
One, Ann Rose, we're talking about BV, so bacterial vaginosis. We're talking about coochie, basically, like the things that can go wrong with our coochie. You know what I'm saying? The times that we have issues down there, the good, the bad, the ugly, the smelly, all that. So go ahead, Ashley.
yeah, so he gave me an antibiotic, and almost immediately, like, it was gone. I want to say the next day I was back to taking my showers. I wasn't smelling myself anymore, and it was gone. But some people actually go through this a lot. They can't sleep with a new person, they getting BV. They use condoms, they're getting BV. They wash with a new soap. They're like, some people get this a lot, and I would like just learn more from other people, because I haven't been through that like multiple times. But some people cannot do anything. I have a client. She says whenever she waxes, she's fine. But if she does a vaginal, she'll get a yeast infection, or she'll get a yeast like, and she's done multiple vaginals with me and with other people. No matter who it is, she's getting a yeast infection. So some people are really sensitive. Nothing can enter the vagina, and before, like, without it being disturbed.
Yeah. Tiana said not the antibiotics. So I believe Tiana might prefer the holistic approach. I'm not sure. Pretty MK, when you pregnant, you get it also a lot depending on the pregnancy. Do you know anything about that?
Me personally, no. I did research on women getting the BV while getting pregnant. And remember, I told you about the low birth rate, or having the baby sooner than possible. But the reason why, it's like they really don't have a lot of scientific reason why it's actually happening. Just like why you can use a new soap and all of a sudden you have BV.
Yeah, so my first experience with this was actually pretty recent, within the last year. And I had never experienced BV before. I didn't even know what it was, to be honest. I've just heard about it. Like, when friends fall out and that's the first thing they talk about online, like, this bitch Coochie stink and she be using the whatever, the cream all day, da da da. So that's the only time I ever heard of BV. So I actually, like you said, I started smelling something. I was like, what's going on? Because I never, had that issue before.
Right.
And when I finally found out what it was, I was surprised, because I had not been sexually active for like months.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, they say the main cause of it is sex, but I just didn't know why. Like,
It's like they say sex, but it's really the practices when it comes to sex, like eating and drinking, and then like diving headfirst into licking someone's vagina, okay? Or like, using condoms, but you use the condom back door and then you use the same condom in the front, or licking somebody from the front to the back. You see what I'm saying? So there's like a lot of little things, or using a washcloth that you could have washed your back door with and it still had cells from your anus and you washed your front. It's like,
oh, don't do that, girl.
don't do
that. KL Cross said, yeah, I had BB last summer for the first time. I called it Vagina Gate. Kim Herb says, hey, cousin. Virgins could get a BV. Yes, that's very true. KL Cross, me either. I haven't been sexually active. So I was, well, you know what? I was still blaming it on the last... I was blaming it on the last dude that I had sex with, and it was like 3 months before. But I didn't know what else it could be. You know what I'm saying? But when I went to my primary care doctor, she was telling me I've been dealing with hypothyroidism, which is an autoimmune disease. So it makes you susceptible to like way more infections, viruses. So that's really the only thing that I can think of, because right now we're in the process of like trying to get my thyroid levels good. Right. And while you're doing that, you deal with like vagina issues. But it's like embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I felt so embarrassed. I was like, what the hell's going on? But I did share it with like my friends and my cousins, and all of them said, oh, go get you some boric acid. And I was like, what the hell's boric acid? Like I'm in my 30s and I didn't know I never used it. Have you used boric acid?
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm just not. The boric acid has been like I've almost got choke slammed on Facebook about the boric acid thing. And some people are like, oh my God, boric acid saved my life. And some people are like, it did nothing for me. Again, everybody's body is different. I'm not an OBGYN. I can't tell you guys what not to do, but I do follow a Black OBGYN, and she really reels into people about not putting rat poison in your vagina.
That's rat poison?
Yeah. Boric acid is what, they put that in rat poison.
I'm gonna get to your question, Dej. I do see it, but let's just finish talking about this. So One Ann Rose, what's that? So I was saying the same thing. I'm like, what the hell's boric acid? And how come everyone knows about this except for me? Like, why do all my friends know about boric acid? So it's basically like these little pills, these little like capsules that you put up into your vagina, and they break, and I guess the acidity of them or whatever it is supposed to like clean you out down there. And a lot of girls who get BV use them. So since my friends and my cousins were telling me to use it, I went and brought it, and I used it, and it made it worse. So I just ended up Yeah, I hate it. I'm never using boric acid again.
Yeah.
But you know, I just decided to go, because also, I don't know about you guys, but my OBGYN, it's very difficult to get an appointment with her currently. So, you know, if it's a weekend especially or something, I have to go to like the walk-in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I ended up just going to the walk-in and getting it under control. But a lot of women do use boric acid, and I did not know that it was rat poison.
Like this new thing that's like, it's raving. I try not to talk about it
because women get upset.
I try not to talk about it so much because I'm not a chemist. So I can only read but so much, and like kind of go by what I feel like is right, and just like keep reading and researching, like, is this stuff good? But I just feel like anything that I see on the back of rat poison, I'm just like, I'm not putting that in my vagina. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay, I'm good. The BV went away. Like I said, when I used the antibiotic, it went away.
Pretty MK says, my Black doctor told me to never put nothing in your vagina, even soap. I still to this day haven't even mentioned it to my doctor, to be honest. She's Black as well, but I haven't told her that I used boric acid. I'll bring it up at my next appointment. Kim Herb says, just use apple cider vinegar, soak in the bath with it. I've never done that. I have drank like when the trend started with drinking apple cider vinegar. I tried that too. I stopped after maybe like a couple days. Um, but have you heard of women using apple cider vinegar too?
Yeah, they do like the apple cider vinegar pills. It's like, it's antifungal, it's antibacterial. It has a lot of properties. Sometimes it's just not enough for everybody. So I'm never like going against the holistic part of things because, God made this stuff. And he also gave us the mind to advance it and turn it into like, pills and this and that and all these other things. But sometimes that just doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, that's another thing. Everyone's vagina is everyone's body is different, point blank, period. Dej wanted to know, do you know why the coffee smell is there after you pee?
So that's really a thing. Coffee smell, a coffee scent. What is it called? Oh my God. What's the vegetable? When you pee, it's like a really strong smell.
Oh, asparagus.
Yes, asparagus.
That's actually why I don't eat asparagus.
Like, I eat it. Oh, and let you eat beets. One time I ate a whole, like, I love beets, and I ate the pickled ones. I ate beets and I used the bathroom and I seen nothing but like this like cranberry blood. And I said, "Oh my God, I'm dying."
Wait.
I called my mom. I said, "I'm dying." And I knew it wasn't a period. It was like, it was different. It was just like dye. It looked like dye coming through your pee because I peed. I knew it wasn't a period. Because when you have a period, you know what a period looks like. Yeah. It's like a like a very bright cranberry. And I'm like, Mom, I'm dying. I don't know what. Yeah, and it was because I ate a whole jar of pickled beets that day. Yep.
That actually reminds me of when I was younger too. I had my first yeast infection, but I didn't know it was a yeast infection. So I brought the cranberry pills, and those your pee red or whatever. The cranberry pills,
yeah,
or not. Is it the cranberry pills? It's one of them, and it makes your pee red. And I peed, and my pee was red, and I had to tell my mom. I was like, "Mom, what? Like, come look at this."
Oh my goodness. So, what about you guys getting yeast infection? Your experience with getting your first yeast infection? Because mine was horrible.
Really?
Mine was so bad. I did not know what to do with it.
Yeah, pretty or urinary infection. That's what it was. But I use the pills, and they make your pee like orange or whatever. But go ahead.
My aunt had to help me through mine. So I had my first yeast infection. And I didn't go to the doctors. She went straight to get me, the paste and the pill from CVS. Oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. I put what is it? Monistat. I put the pill up there, and it was almost immediate, like the most severe burning and itching I've ever had in my life. Oh my God, I would put that on nobody. I was on the toilet, y'all, like this, and I was like calling her, like, "Oh my God, come get me!" It just, how you like you're about to have like, well, you don't have any kids, but it's like an unbearable, like you have to squeeze it out feeling because you can feel the egg kind of like sliding through your canal. It was horrible. Oh my goodness.
I think I ever felt that.
I would never take some people can go with Monistat. Me, I just have to go take the pill to help me with yeast infection. I cannot do that.
Monistat, I can. It does burn. I think it burned like the first time I used it, but after that, it never did. To Dej, the caffeine. Well, I do know that caffeine dehydrates you. So that could be a cause of why it would make your urine smell, maybe.
Caffeine just goes straight into the bladder. That's why it just goes straight into the bladder. And it's also like, it's caffeine, it's coffee beans. So it's just a very pungent smell when it does come out.
British Galore says a UTI is horrible. The cramping when you pee is horrible. Yes, it is. Pretty MK, I only use the one-time pill. I don't put nothing in my vagina. I'm gonna be honest, I like those things that you put in your vagina, like the monostat and stuff like that. I do. I don't know why. I feel like the pill doesn't work as good as those. I don't know.
See, that's why everybody's body is different. So there's like really no debate, because what can work for someone else can work way differently for you. Those pills gave me hell, literally. I can't even be next to them. They were horrible. But taking that 1-day pill, like almost immediate, like I felt better.
Now, how do you guys deal with like sexual partners when you are dealing with these things? Like, I'm the type of person, I'll just like try to keep my distance for as long as I can. But have you ever like spoken to your partner, like told him like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with right now?
Yeah, I'm very, I'm silly. So I make everything that can be embarrassing to others, it's just silly to me. So it's like, hey, you know, I'm out of commission, or I don't want to. I also am very like blunt if like I just feel like I don't like the whole cream pie thing. I like my vagina to smell fresh. I feel like the cream pie thing, it makes you, you know, smell for a couple of days. I don't want to go through that. Just some people have like, you know, they're on birth control and they're okay with just like constant ejaculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think like some women are very okay with having like a lot of men ejaculate inside of them. I've never been too comfortable with it because I do not take birth control. British Galore said, I told my baby father about it because I was so uncomfortable. And how did you tell him? Kale Craw, I'm out of commission. Ha ha ha.
Come on, don't touch me.
Yana said a lot of things live in the gut, so it's important to eat right and stay hydrated. Fermented foods are really great along with yogurt. Pretty MK said, so I've been with the same man for 12 years, so I'm honest with him. I love that. See, I'm not in a relationship, so it's different because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, we're not in a relationship, so it's like for me to talk about that, it's really uncomfortable.
Right. Totally.
But I feel like even for women talking to their girlfriends, a lot of times it's like you rarely see it that they talk about these things. Just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this hidden secret for some reason.
Me and my girls, we have conversation. I feel like because they know I'm like educated in that area, it's like a comfortable, you know, it's like a comfortable thing. We're like talking about everything from who has ever had STDs or who has BV yeast infections, and it's like open conversation, and we're able to like to laugh about it, you know. That's something that shouldn't be hidden, and that's why a lot of women grow up with not knowing how to take care of their bodies, or they're scared to go to the doctor or tell somebody what's wrong with them, because our mothers and fathers in their generation, that's just like a like shh, or don't ask me, why are you asking me about this? You trying to have sex, you being grown? That's that mentality. And I don't want my daughter to grow up. She's 10 now, and the boobs are forming and her body is, and I can tell, like, you know, she's going through a different stage. So I'm trying to teach her on, all right, you don't go out the house like this. You don't go out the house like that. Take some time on yourself. Make sure you feel good about going out the house. Make sure you shower daily, you changing your underwear, and what you're going to go through once you have a period. And it's okay. And when she gets older, I want her to be able to come to me like, hey, you know, like I had sex, not be hiding from me. So that's another reason why I talk about this, because a lot of women are like younger girls, like early 20s, late teens, like they write me and ask me like, hey, what do you think is good for this? Or how do you properly wash your vagina? Because they're scared to ask at home.
Their parents, their mother. Yeah. And was that the main inspiration? Because I know like lately I've seen you talking more education and not just how the coochie looks, but everything that's going on inside. So your daughter was the main motivation with that?
I would say her, and just like the messages, because my mom did talk to me growing up. My mom actually got me a puberty book. So I read on how boobs grow, the vagina and all that stuff. And just girls kind of writing me and kind of being embarrassed about it. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just start talking about this. And once I started being an open book on my Instagram and just like not caring, like, yeah, I've had this, or this has happened to me, and not feeling ashamed about it. My client's been on the bed like telling me, oh, I've contracted this or this happened to me. And they're like more open to me because I'm able to be open to the world and let them know, my situation. Yeah. And I'm not embarrassed.
So
because I have a job.
Have any of your customers or clients come to you and they currently had like BV or yeast infection? Did they mention it? Did you mention it?
I've kind of mentioned things like, oh, I feel like this is probably what's going on with you. And they went to the OBGYN and that's what happened. I also tell them, like, I'm not diagnosing you. So just make sure you go and then, get it confirmed, get swabbed, and they'll give me a text back like, hey, this has happened. So, yeah, that's really been a thing. Or I have clients that ask me, hey, can I come in? I have herpes. And yeah, you can. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Like, you never really, I really hate when women make other women feel bad because of whatever they have going on, in their coochie, outside of their coochie. I've had guests who had herpes on before, and I feel like it's such a low blow. Like, it's such, even if you're arguing with someone, we all have a coochie, you know what I'm saying?
Any one of us.
It could happen to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Pretty MK said Lou got to come to you, Ashley, for another wax.
Oh, nice.
So what do you see in the future, like with what you're doing now? Because I know you have the Facebook group. Like, what is it what's your goal with what you're doing now?
Right now, I feel like I'm kind of, not personally, but business-wise, I'm like actually finding myself. I'm finding my niche. My gift is like togetherness, make you feel comfortable. That's my, my gift. I feel like a lot of people tell me, like, you make me feel comfortable. I like being around you. Like, I'm really like, I'm silly. I'm like, people get on my table, they're shy. They're like, oh, my legs ashy, girls my toe. I'm like, girl, lay down. I'm not like, I'm not worried about you in that way. But I'm still finding my whole self business-wise. But I know that I want to be like the house for women. Like, I can come to Ashley, like, I'm gonna make, like, she's gonna make sure I'm straight. I can talk to her. I had people like from down south, like people from all over, like messaging me about their body. So it's just like I'm still kind of finding myself. I want to build a girl group, but I feel like I'm like a super feminist. Like, I be talking junk about men sometimes, yeah. But
Pretty
I'm
she meant she has to come get a wax by you again.
Yeah.
Pretty MK.
Come on.
I guess she's gone to you for a wax. Pretty MK.
Okay, girl, come on back. Come on. I'm on.
KL Cross said we sags have that effect on people. Yes, we do.
Yes. It's
5 seasons.
But yeah, definitely. I felt like I want to build a girl game. I want to be that person that before I die, before I leave this earth, I want to like leave a mark on like a lot of different people and just like in a good way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like togetherness. I feel like that's.
I definitely see you doing that already, and I love it. And we appreciate the fact that you're so transparent and that we can come to you. You know what I mean, with all these different issues. Hey, Ja. So, I really appreciate it because, as a young girl, I couldn't talk to my mom about these types of things. And as you get older, I'm not going to lie, even sometimes you're nervous to talk to certain friends about it because you never know when they're going to use it against you. So
they're taking pictures of your drawers. Y'all better watch it around
and post it up when you come back from Miami.
Yes. So you have to be careful because, yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on, you guys. Thank you for joining. I know I haven't been live in a minute, so this was definitely a great episode to come back on. And let them know where they can find you at and how they can book.
So you guys can find me at _skin by She, and I have my link right in my bio. It says Snap Bio. And yes, come see me sometime. You can also read my services. I have a lot of different services, from facials to intimate bleaching, waxing. If you want to start off slow, come get a bikini wax, because some clients do that. They're like, I wanted to see how you were. They get a bikini, you know, they still got their panties on, and then I kind of like, you know, we kind of graduate.
Ease your way into the
Yeah, they're
coochie.
kind of that way. They want to see my personality and things like that. So you guys come see me. Thank you for having
I love
me.
that. So guys, anybody who gets a wax by Ashley after today, let us know how it went. Just DM me and let me know. All right. Thank you so much for joining, Ashley, and we will do this again soon, okay?
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.